Hey everybody, it's Mad Master here. I'm just doing a video today. It's kind of a response to the responses that I've had about the Mamdani video and how people are just kind of these right-wing chuds that are commenting on my, my video. Some of the responses are ridiculous. Now, first of all, I'm just going to address some of the criticisms. People kind of misinterpreted my video as an endorsement of Mamdani when it's nothing of that sort. Now, it's not a detracting video either. It's more of a neutral look on what the societal trend and political trends are right now in this country, and what probably will result is just, kind of mediocrity, not necessarily anything really that radical or different. And that's my whole point, is that just because someone LARPs, as someone in the comments actually made reference to this, LARPs is like a Marxist and at one point, or makes a passing comment, does not mean what they'll implement is even resembling that. As I've talked about Republicans that have like played into racism or fascism, that's just like Democrats in the past have played into communism, and they're not really communists. They're neoliberals, or they're very, very moderate compared to what they their own projection of their own what they want in the world might be idealized as far as like some type of Marxist thing, or in the Republicans' case, and sometimes it's fascist, to be honest. Not to mention, I'm not going to talk about what I think of what's going on right now. It's kind of this weird amalgamation of various things. I'm not a supporter of what's happening in the country. So my whole point is that this mediocrity, this new systemic acceleration of degradation in our country is going to happen no matter who is mayor. And it's not really a big deal to have someone like Mamdani there, because it's not going to be any different than, or not that much different than anything else that's happening in our country, really. As far as, oh my God, he's a communist, he's gonna, oh God, like the John Voight video was just completely ludicrous about Mamdani. I was just like laughing my ass off. This boomer, I don't think he's a boomer. I don't know if he's a boomer. He might be a little older than that. But Angelina Jolie's father makes the most cringe take on Mamdani of all time. So I'm not really into that stuff, and I'll be honest, that just turns me off. Now, I'm not going to really go into all the criticisms of the video, but I think it's just needless to say, you can have your flex about Mamdani being some kind of revolutionary or Islamist, but it's not likely to be the case. Now, there are some actual positive things, because I do like. I think we've gone so far. I mean, this is just my opinion, and I'm not trying to say like I always support these things, but we've gone so far into this weird precipice of authoritarian, technocratic fascism, people would want to call it, and depending on what you want to define that as, that whether it's from the right or the left, if we have some type of like just clamping down on it or slowing it down a little bit, deceleration of it, I think it's something good. So, like, for example, I guess I haven't looked into this completely. I guess Lena Khan is going to be part of the transition team for Mamdani or something. We have people that want to clamp down, and whether or not you're a libertarian that doesn't believe in regulatory capture of AI companies, for example, or you're a democratic socialist. Oh God. Just to say, whether or not you're one of those two things, it really doesn't matter as far as like, to me, if you're wanting to slow it down from whatever side you're on, what's going on, that's a positive thing. If Mamdani wants to slow down this corporate takeover, authoritarian AI, these, or the tech billionaires trying to take over everything, I think it's a good thing. So I don't know how he is on that. I mean, obviously there's some mixed signals, like the whole picture with Alex Soros. It's like, I don't like that. I don't like that shit. I'm sorry. Whether or not New York will suffer horribly from this or whatever, I don't know. I can't say. That's what I was trying to say in the video. But people, oh my God, you're a communist, oh. And then they're also doing that. And sometimes too. It seems like some symbolically, at least, just some of the stuff they said. And there was one guy that just recycled old John Birch Society stupid conspiracy theories. Now, I've been studying conspiracies since 1992. Okay, I've been into the truther culture since then. I've seen everything that's happened with it because I'm 100 years old. So since I was a kid, basically, I've been into that shit. I'm just saying. So I bought On the Trail from the Assassins. I watched JFK. I was obsessed with that. All these kind of things I got into. So I know about where a lot of this stuff comes from. So this whole he's a Fabian socialist. It's like, come on, give me a fucking break, okay? Well, they're trying to take over, and that stupid that Russian guy that people always trot out about. The Soviets are trying to take over even now. It's like so stupid. No, I don't think that's necessarily true. I think they did try to in the past, but I don't think that there's like this concentrated effort of some kind of Soviet infiltration, because the Soviets, it's over. The elites are different than, I think the elite, like what, for example, I think what, James Corbett would say is like, they're just trying to get us to fight these, fake things, and the elites are way more insidious than that. Than this, I forgot the guy's name. They tried out this video, whatever this guy, and he's God, Andre something rather, Andrea or whatever. From he was supposedly a KGB officer, and he did this expose, and people always drag out this video with the guy talking and like, oh, they're taking over they want to take over our culture and all this stuff. And a lot of it, you're putting yourself, I mean, let's put it this way. You're putting yourself in Pat Robertson's, like, rest in peace, or rest, whatever. Pat Robertson's wheelhouse in that case. This guy, these people, you gotta, I mean, I'm not a Christian, I'm kind of a Satanist in some ways, with some New Age Christian leanings once in a while. I'm kind of an occultist. I'm going to go to hell and I'm going to burn for all eternity. Cool. I actually don't believe that. But anyways, so when people try to do the Christian flex in my comments too, I'm like, what? You're talking to the wrong person, It's kind of like when people accuse Glenn Danzig of being, like, Satanists. I watched this video of this like evangelical is like, Glenn Danzig is a Satanist, and it's like, dude, the guy probably knows the Bible more than you. I'm not saying I do, but Glenn Danzig probably has studied the Bible and like all the books of the Bible, lost books of the Bible, all the books, all the different reformations and stuff, and all the what went into publishing the Christian Bible, far more than you ever have on your pulpit. So, who are you to tell him he's like going to go to hell and shit? He probably knows more about Christianity than you do. So it's just really stupid. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about the Mamdani things. Like, I mean, people are just freaking out, like, oh, you're a communist shit. It's like, well, I just look at things pragmatically. I don't think, it's just like people accusing Obama of being a communist. It's like one of the dumbest things ever. Like, the guy had more. I mean, it was called the Goldman Sachs or the Citigroup administration. People that try to tie in corporatism with communism, like, it's just like people that try to tie in like Islamicist ideas with communism. It makes no sense. It doesn't. Now, if you go to the James Corbett or even David Icke with some respects. Way of looking at things now, it makes more sense with their framing of these things. But in regards to like when they said Obama was both like Muslim and a communist, like you're not. The Muslims fought the communists, like the radical Muslims. Like, look at Al Qaeda and the Taliban and stuff. Like that's why we got into the trouble that we did with 9/11, because of the whole, this these cultural battles that, or not cultural battles, but religious and political battles that we funded. So it's really stupid to say that kind of stuff, and people are saying that stuff about Mamdani, and it's really dumb to like tie the two together. Now, as far as like his like, oh, Sharia, nobody, thankfully I didn't see any comments about Sharia law. Like, that's ridiculous to even say that. Of course, a lot of the right wing people, so to speak, are saying that kind of stuff. Like, if you've seen his wife, like, even, I mean, unless you're like really conspiratorial and paranoid, no, I think that says more about your mental health. About, if you think he's going to implement Sharia law and your life and your pathetic life. If you're a loser and you want to say all these things because you're so paranoid and you're so scared and live in a lot of fear and try to project that upon the world, of course you're going to accuse them of all these things that are really ridiculous and stupid. And I'm not saying that there's no room for conspiracy or truth thinking, because obviously I've looked into it a lot. So that's about all.